old days, in my day, Bill, you used to go into those double doors there and turn to the left. Well, now you turn to the right. Unfortunately for this new Rhinos squad, there isn't too many players that are used to taking that left turn, but conditions, I think, will play a part. It brings into sharp focus your skills, the weight of your passes and the quality of your catch.
Well, the match ball being brought out by Amy Williamson, young lady from Leeds, suffers from Down syndrome, who was picked on and bullied by a group of lads last week. Several Leeds players got to hear of it, went to meet her this week and gave her some support, invited her down here to Henningley and asked her to come and present the match ball, which she has done. Handing it to the referee, Robert Hicks. And Conrad Hurrell
looks like he's getting into it, doesn't he?
In buoyant mood.
Do you know that? That's what you want to see. You want to see players, whether Catalan players or Rhinos players, with smiles on the faces. And I'm sure that both sides will be focusing on themselves. And Leeds Rhinos scoring 8 tries last week. Richard Agar saying it was a strong defensive display. Quality effort from them.
I think that should be compulsory. They should be made to join in
sing the song.
The team song.
Brilliant idea. No wonder he's a cult hero here with the fans.
So you have old players singing Old Faithful.
In the lineup, just before kick-off. Certainly get the crowd on side, won't it?
A percentage of the crowd, Ted.
The rain's still coming down. Robert Hicks is ready to get us underway. And Catalan Dragons will receive the ball. They'll receive the rain in their faces as well. The wind blowing it to their end of the ground in front of that Carnegie stand. And just waiting for the pitch to clear. We're good to go. And one apiece between these two sides this season as Leeds almost makes a hash from the kickoff. Just managed to get to the ball in time.
So I reckon you're going to see a physical opening in 15 minutes. Both sides will be looking to front up, knowing that how important it's going to be to build in those confidence as you're going forward. And Catalan still pushing to get up in the top 5. Leeds Rhinos looking to get away from the bottom and fight for survival in Super League.
It's Mikel Simon playing the ball. And Elrix da Costa, starting hooker tonight. Of course, Michael McAlorum suspended, having been sent off against Warrington last week. And Gigo hoists the first kick of the night. Hanley is underneath it. Rhino's tying him up with a new 4-year contract.
Looking down the Catalan side, but even missing Tompkins and McLaurin. Obviously a bit of skill, a bit of grunt up front. They've still got a really big, aggressive side, like that shot there from Greg Bird, who finds himself playing at scrum half tonight's game. There is Michael McLaurin. Look at the stirred on him.
Leeds born and bred Michael McAlorum, so you'd be disappointed to miss this one. You're right, they start the game really strong. It's that bench that I have a question mark for Catalan Dragons.
Cuthbertson forcing his way up the field towards the halfway line for Leeds. That's the 5th tackle. They're running it and looking for some width, and then Newman thumps a big kick downfield. Gigo, though, safe underneath that. No stranger to the fullback. Role is Tony Gigo, and a good return from him as well.
Well, in the halves last week, as you say, playing at fullback, picked up a bit of a knock there. Lewis Taney looking to bring the ball away. Very explosive, not moving well at the back. The physio's just onto him now.
He's just hobbling up the field, is Gigo.
He just gets caught underneath. Was it Brett Ferris?
Straight out there, Trent, on me, please.
Just round the ankle by the look of things. Gigo's hobbling back into the line. Da Costa, his Samisoni Lange, now Remy Casti. Carl Amor describing him very aptly before the game. A real workman, a great servant to French Rugby League. The kick charged down. And it's still the last. It's 6 to go, says the referee. Beg his pardon. And so, Braden Williami almost found a gap. He's maybe just switching off a bit there. Now here's Simon again. And Catalan, good opening from them. Da Costa. Here is Lange. Bousquet gets the pass away. There's a Leeds hand in there.
Well, the offload Catalan. I think it was Adam Cuthbertson who gets his hand to it, knocks it backwards. It's picked up. Look at this. Sorry, it's Sean Lund. Good effort from the hooker. Aware of that threat and the danger.
Busquets trying the offload, didn't come off, and Leeds will look to bring this ball away. With Brett Ferris. And a good run in the side, staying fit as well. Trent Merrin, the Rhinos captain.
Looking for small gains here, just get the ball up the other end of the field, play for the long kicking game here from Robert Louis.
Louis again hoists this one. Gigot looks all right, seems to have recovered from that knock, although he quickly offloads the ball to Lewis Tierney, back in the side tonight after 5 out.
A high kick from Robert Louis. I can understand what you're trying to say, Tez, there. Going for the corners, pinning Catalan Dragons back near the touch try line, should I say. Might have been a better option. Every time Leeds have got to the kick, they put it high. They might have it in their mind that mistakes might come off a high kick tonight.
Whitley with a solo run, the former witness man, Matt Whitley. Try scorer against Warrington last week. Now Da Costa. Julian Busquets, the reception committee for the big front rower. Da Costa, here's Langy. Langy, little stab kick through, but straight into the hands of Jack Walker.
And those kicks in these conditions are always difficult to pick up. Does a decent job at the back, Jack Walker. The ball along the greasy ground, confronted by a defensive wall that's coming towards you.
Luke Briscoe with his first run of the game, coming into the sides in the absence of his brother. Picked up a knee injury in that otherwise very satisfying win against Huddersfield last time out. Tom Briscoe having been ever present.
Talk about satisfying. That must be a very pleasing 5 minutes there for Steve McNamara and the Catalan Dragons. Controlled the ball well, used it, moved their opponents around, made good ground, and defended with great strength as well. It's the first time Leeds have been down this end of the field, and the crowd get excited.
Bill, that's the kick you're looking for. When you're looking to turn your opponents around, you kick it into the corners and you trap them.
There's Braden Williame playing that ball. Wigan ahead already against Hull Kingston Rovers. Rovers, of course, one of the sides at the bottom of the table. That's a sloppy play the ball from Artur Romano.
It is difficult in conditions like this. Sometimes you can be forgiven for sacrificing half a second to make sure you play that ball properly. It just lands on the foot, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's his responsibility. He needs to place it on the floor, not on the opposition player.
Adam Cuthbertson at marker doing nothing wrong, and the ball is just simply placed onto the foot. Artur Romano, big responsibility. Steve McNamara, Eamon O'Carroll on the coaching staff at the side of him.
10 seconds, Tony, in.
So head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos in a very good position in terms of territory. First real opportunity to take a look at this Catalan Dragons defence close to their line, but Cuthbertson quickly closed down, but still manages to get the pass away. As he was going to ground, Romano, keen to make up for his error, comes in to make the tackle on Ferris, complete the tackle on Ferris, I should say. See you, Manafanai, now.
Get square. Wait, foot.
3 tackles gone. Down the short side they go. Milo's pass to Hurrell, and Hurrell, that was forward, says the referee.
Good pressure on Richard Myler. That goes the short side, looking to pick up the destructive Conrad Hurrell with the short pass, but Matt Whitley is the man who just gets that pressure on him, doesn't let him get the ball away that he's after.
There was a couple of good reads, wasn't there? I think it was David Mead who came out, shut that player down when the offload from Cuthbertson came. And if they defend on the front foot, Catalan, they'd be aggressive, assertive, go with the decisions, back the decisions they make defensively. I'll give them a chance in this game.
Ball still in Catalan hands after that scrum. Greg Bird. A shove from the Rhinos there. Greg Bird.
You're right, Bill, it was the competition, isn't it? They put the opponents under pressure whenever you can. Pushing from the scrum, ball trapped in the back.
Kenny Edwards getting a bit of Bird from the Leeds Rhinos supporters. We'll enjoy that. So here is Busquets. Busquets up the middle, that's the 5th tackle. Just inside their own half for the Catalan Dragons. Gigo puts a kick into the corner. That's a good kick, forcing Hanley to retreat right into the corner. But a great kick from Tony Gigo.
What about the chase as well? Tony Gigo can come up with a number of players, can't he? He will be the main kicker in this side here today. Without Tompkins, a player that likes to get his hands on the ball. You don't know whether he's going to run, he's going to kick. Really dangerous.
And it was Walker. Now it's Burgess as the 3/4 do their bit for the Rhinos. Newman. Mikel Simon late on the scene. Quite late for the Catalan Dragons. Referee didn't see anything wrong with that. It's the 5th, and Louis gets the kick away. And that's heading for the sidelines. But it's still in the field of play. It's kicked ahead by Hanley, and it's touchdown. Remarkable try, if it is a try. Robert Hicks reckons so. It looked as though that ball was sailing out of play. Conrad Hurrell, I think it was, who managed to keep it in. And Hanley, with that poacher's try-scoring instinct, was there to capitalise.
What did they say? Never let a ball bounce. Everyone looks like they're onside to me. The ball's kicked from Robert Louis, centre of the field. The chase is on. Conrad Hurrell, the top of your screen, is the first. You can see David Mead and Tony Gigo just thinking that that ball is going to bounce. It's going to go off the field. Conrad Hurrell gives it a chance, jumps from the field of play, knocks it back to his teammate, Ash Hanley.
I think it's the grounding I have the question mark over. When we watched it in full pace, at full speed.
It's good skill from Ash Hanley, that.
He does another little nudge through as well, doesn't it?
I don't think there's a problem when he grounds it here, Barry.
Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the first try.
18th try of the season. Surely coming up for Ash Hanley. Great way to celebrate his new 4-year deal.
Well, we did talk about the variety in the kicks from Robert Louis. Along the floor, long probe, deep kicks, mixed up with some really high-hanging ones. We said it could be off a mistake. Well, it certainly was a mistake because the rugby league ball bounces and makes a fool out of everybody. Conrad Hurrell, great awareness to bat it back inside, and beautiful soccer skills from Ash Hanley.
You've got to be alert, though. If you're defending that, whether you're winger or fullback, you've got to get yourself where the action is, and the action is obviously the ball. Too easy, that, for Leeds Rhinos. David Mead and Tony Gigo, better players than that.
And more excellent kicking from Rhys Martin, has taken over the goal-kicking duties. Great soccer skills from Ash Hanley on the night the Premier League season kicks off.
You're right. I think when you're young, Bill, it's important to play a number of sports. We saw some volleyball skills, perhaps, from Conrad Hurrell as he knocks the ball back inside. And then the football skills from Ash Hanley, the specialised now, who actually is a rugby league player. And he looks a pretty special one on the wing there. Fantastic initiative there to be onside, support the play, skill to kick it through, and then his eyes and focus to ground the ball.
He got 2 tries against Huddersfield last week on his 100th Leeds appearance, Ash Hanley. He's got the first try of the night tonight against the dozy Catalan Dragons, because they assumed what I assumed there, that ball was sailing out of play.
It just looked too easy. You've got to make sure you compete when the opposition get to the back end of the set. You know they're going to kick it. If you are a winger, you've got to make sure that you defend that try line. If you're a fullback, defend your try line.
Old Kingston Rovers hitting back at the DW Stadium, 6 points apiece there against the Wigan Warriors. Casti with the tackle on Conrad Hurrell. And Conrad Hurrell showing, we think his skills are mainly at ground level and lower.
But it's that attitude in it to chase something that looks unlikely to come off, and Trent Merrin, the lead skipper, has made a mistake at the play of the ball.
That's how I read it. I didn't see that.
Doing what Romano did probably 5 minutes ago now. Poor play of the ball, and in easy, cheap possession
Wait till I tell you.
to the players in Sang
Be back,
et
please.
al.
Make sure you're bound. You need to have your head
The rain
in
has
orange,
relented.
please.
Skies have brightened a bit for the time being. Dry conditions Leeds ahead by 6-0. Catalan, though, in possession after that knock-on. The ball is batted down, and Leeds have it straight back. Well, that's Willie Army.
That's good inside pressure, wasn't it? I think it was Reece Martin.
It looks like a knock-on, doesn't it? The ball go forward.
That's a good effort from Reece Martin, that for me.
The Leeds have it back. Robert Hicks didn't see anything wrong with that. And they're immediately on the attack again. And here is Reece Martin, recent recruits, and settling in well. Cuthbertson.
It's always not bad if you can attract 3 defenders and get an offload away. There's going to be space somewhere in the line.
Cuthbertson plays the ball. They've gone to that left edge again. Ball back on the inside. Look forward, it was. No, Catalan offside.
Yeah, he's penalised. And quick play of the ball. Catalan just rushing in front of the referee. They get the penalty. You're right, though, Bill. It was a hurried pass back on the inside that did go forward. Sean Lunt deciding to take 2 points here.
Trent.
I think it's been quite a fast-paced start to this game. On both sides, you can see quite clearly players offside, not able to get back with the referee. I think Leeds Rhinos looking at these 2 games, specifically the first one, Catalan away, 26-22. Close, tight game. So these 2 points may well prove crucial at the end.
Saw Richard Agar there. He's done a fine job steadying things for the Rhinos with 5 wins from 10 in Super League. An improvement on the 4 from 14 under Dave Furner, his predecessor. Still not enough for Leeds to breathe safe. Reece Martin on target again, extending the Rhinos' lead, 8-0.
At any point it'll help in the conditions when it's been raining. Obviously the pitch a bit greasy. You'll take those percentage plays and just keep ticking over the scoreboard in your favour, and that's what they've got when they signed Reece Martin. They signed a player that's full of commitment, but he can also score some points as well.
Time you run, stay on side.
So Catalan,
Back on.
who started this game well, but they've contributed to their own downfall. Well, contributed to the fact the Rhinos have got those points on the board, allowing Hurrell to get to that ball and set up the try for Hanley, and then conceding that penalty. Leeds looking to build on that now, looking to build on their win last time out against Huddersfield. Louis opened up for him invitingly there, but Lange across quickly to make the tackle. Martin back infield to young Harry Newman. Learning every week, Newman, and impressing every week is the 19-year-old. Cuthbertson. Seasoned campaigner by comparison, 34 years of age now. Ferris manages to keep a hold of that and put the kick in. And Mead goes back, Mead loses, Hurrell loses it. And the referee says Hurrell is offside, in fact.
Yeah, it was a big set of 6 as well from Leeds Rhinos, where they were offside. Then when that kick was put in, I think it's Richie Myler that's just stood in front of Ferris when he kicks it. And he rushes up, he's within the 10 when Conrad Hurrell goes down and tries to get the ball.
Get it off.
Leeds close to a second try there. Wigan, another try for them, 12-6, latest score in that game against Hull Kingston Rovers. Catalan. With Mikel Simon now, making his 5th start in a row as the former Wakefield man. Casti and Cuthbertson colliding.
Again, good work from the inside from Leeds Rhinos. When the ball moves, players are pushing towards where the action is.
Lange, intricate work involving Willie Army coming back on the inside, and it didn't come together.
Under pressure as well in these conditions. Always difficult to catch a ball like that. When you look up, you see someone in Leeds Rhinos jersey. Look, you see what Lange's trying to do, trying to drop him under, trying to get Cuthbertson to overchase and create that space.
Luke Burgess wrestling his way free, and Reece Martin, good run up the middle from Martin. Martin, a little dummy from it. He's got some support. He ain't gonna need it. Reece Martin, solo try. His second in Rhinos colours since he was signed from Canterbury. He doesn't just kick goals. He came up with a bit of magic there.
Give Sean Lunt some credit as well, because he was gesturing to Reece Martin where he wanted him to run. He's aiming back behind the ruck, and that's the line that Martin goes for. Good push-up from Jack Walker that interests Tony Gigot to go for it. And he's got to be nice and composed there. Look at that. It goes through Simon and Busquets, two of the biggest players from Catalan. Keeps on going forward, nice and calm, straight underneath the edges. Big effort from the back rower.
Well, he'll pay credit to Luke Briscoe. He had 4 players around him at one point, didn't go to ground. And Luke Briscoe and Leeds Rhinos ended up with the ball and possession through some excellent work in defence.
And Martin, bang in front of the posts, improves on his own try. And Leeds, 14-0 up, really are playing with confidence.
This is the point that Barry made here. Luke Briscoe really sets up this try. Poor defence, I think, from Catalan. 4 men don't put him on the ground. That's lazy, that's soft. That's cutting corners with 16 minutes of the game gone. And there's a reason why they all have to jog back and stand behind the post, because they didn't control that ruck area. And there's 6 more points now, and they're going to have to fight back.
Stay on.
Luke Briscoe, only his 2nd Super League appearance of the season, his 3rd Leeds appearance all told of this campaign. He's been playing most of his rugby league for Featherstone in the Championship, but brother Tom out injured. He might get a end of season run. Leeds get the penalty.
He's developing some really good habits, Jack Walker. I'm enjoying watching him get better, gaining experience, but what he's realised is if he stays at the side of some of those bigger players in blue and amber, and I'm thinking of Adam Cuthbertson on that occasion, he's got that lovely late offload, Cuthbertson, and he will get some rewards.
So another penalty conceded by the Catalan Dragons, under pressure here.
Move now, come on, Lee. Hold. Go on. You're
Not a
good,
quarter of the game gone yet, and they're 14-0 down already and looking leaky. And conceding another penalty. Greg Bird has been called across, and Adam Cuthbertson as well, I think, or is it?
There was a late challenge, wasn't there?
Remy Casti.
I think it's a late challenge and his reaction afterwards.
Mate, I have the late tackle. Your reaction is inappropriate. You've got to time your
It's
tackle
just
better.
before that, I think.
Calm.
It's on Adam Cuthbertson, and when Adam Cuthbertson goes at the line, he's the man who's hit.
There we go, first receiver.
It's DaCosta, yeah.
And then Cuthbertson kicks out at DaCosta, so that's why referees had a word with both of them.
Leeds Rhinos choosing again to take a look at the 2 points on offer. And as we've said over the last few weeks, the last few occasions, certainly when we've watched Leeds Rhinos, give this lad a crack at 2 points, because his success rate is phenomenal.
Well, 3 from 3 tonight for the PNG International. Reece Martin, this one just to the left of the post as he looks at it, but
It's all right, you want to
he can
stay.
kick him from anywhere. And Leeds
Stay on side.
will surely extend their advantage over a Catalan Dragon side who are looking in a little bit of disarray at the moment.
Stay.
Started well, possibly for about the first 5 minutes. So the crowd hushed at Headingley, waiting to applaud another success, which they do, and 16-0 Leeds ahead.
Well, you're right, Bill. I mean, Brian Kearney always says to me, you can just not let this rugby league football bounce. And when they let that bounce from the high kick, the try was scored from Handley. Since that point on, Leeds continue to get possession. They've continued to get points, and it's a test here now of the mental strength there for this Catalan side. 16 behind with a quarter of the game gone. What sort of fight have they got left in them?
Stay on. Back on.
Catalan Dragons went down 40 points to 14 in their last away game. Canberra against the Sydney Roosters, Sunday, 5 a.m. Sky Sports action for that NRL action, and that is followed by 7 a.m. for South Sydney against the Melbourne Storm. Again on Sky Sports action for those two NRL games.
Well, do you know, Reece Martin is the player who's caught people's attention over the last 5 or so minutes, but the work that Siu Manifanai is doing earlier on in the tackle count, good leg drive, making metres after contact, probably 3-4 defenders having to account from him, that's helping everybody and making their job a little bit better. They get another penalty now. Robert Louis gesturing to the team, just settle down now. You can see hands all over the ball. Antonio Ria giving 25-30 metres easy field position to the Rhinos.
Come on, Kenny.
Catalan already looking as though they're chuntering about the penalty count that is mounting against them, and the points tally is going to start mounting them against them as well. Here's Hanley, but that was strong on Hanley. Romano there. Hurrell going for the corner. Hurrell claimed the try, but the judge had his flag up, and at least Catalan had an answer to Conrad Hurrell, and not many sides have had that at times this season.
He's a good player, isn't he, Conrad Hurrell? That is not the player, though. I think it was a strong run from his winger, Ash Hanley, and Richard Agar. Well, disappointed that they go into touch, was it on the second play? But they're down near Catalan's line. So that is a positive for the Leeds Rhinos. It's how they handled the next set of 6.
It was an unusual play from the tap. It was almost 9 or 10, almost everybody on the field got a pass of that ball, and it went from one sideline to the other, and now there's a push at the scrum. Our mate Steve O will be absolutely livid. Shenanigans at the scrum.
The penalty's because of all come up out of the scrum. They're not bound. They've got to stay in and try and push over the top of the ball.
So Catalan get a relieving penalty. That's their first for some time. Only their second, in fact.
Move now. Come on, mate. Hold.
They'll be glad of that. Play the ball wasn't entirely convincing from Artur Romano. Here's Anthony Maria.
Hold. Go to.
Into the action. Off the bench is Anthony Maria. Seen a lot of action with Hull Kingston Rovers recently. Had a loan spell there.
Cassiano on for the Dragons.
Here is Romano.
Got a little bit of everything, the number 28 for Catalan.
Go for it, don't you? Just be aware of that with
There he was, just going out to the shots. And here's Samisoni Langi. So Catalan trying to stem the tide and turn the tide. Good pass from Kenny Edwards, finds Braden Williami. And that was on the last, that'll be the turnover.
And that's a typical set after you've been defending for a period of time. You lose count of where you are in the tackle. Kenny Edwards going on that short side, finds an offload, and Catalan Dragons don't even get to the kick.
Hey, just you need to calm down. I have a touch judge there who's look at me, please. I have a touch judge who's dealing with a restart. You don't need to take it into your hands. The next time you do, I'll deal with you in a different way.
Talking to from the head teacher,
Okay.
Harry Newman.
Looks like the naughty school kid at the back of the class, doesn't he?
Mr. Hicks.
That's better defence, something they should have done last time they tried to get hold of him.
Almost did too much, though, Anthony Maria. Luke Burgess was the target.
And again, that's good. They're starting to make the tackles count.
Hanley couldn't make much progress. Here's Siu Manifanai. Castian there. Alrix da Costa. Sean Lunt. Here is Conrad Hurrell. Winding up, but they managed to stop his progress. No mean feat. And Whitley and Hurrell tangling there. Little lash out from Hurrell. Merrin gets the pass away to Sean Lunt. That's better from the Catalan Dragons, as Phil says. Louis puts the kick in. Tierney scrambles back. Good kick from Robert Louis.
If your first two players are that good, when they come up with efforts on Luke Briscoe and Ash Hanley, the next few have got to be better. Now, they get a leg up here. because Leeds Rhinos are offside. But if you can get your kick away and be trapped in the corner, you've got to make sure that after your first 2 efforts in defence, your next few are better, because that was just too easy for the Rhinos to get out of trouble.
Leeds not square and penalised. And Braden Williame takes matters into his own hands, gets over the halfway line. Edwards, Lange, here is Big Sam, Cassiano. He's missed only 1 game since joining the Catalan Dragons. Oh, that pass goes behind. It was Kenny Edwards, I think, was the target. It was Tierney who retrieves it, manages to stay in the field of play.
Does really well to stay in the field of play. Then he collected that ball, and Luke Briscoe was aware he hadn't made the tackle. It wasn't complete. Tried to take him over the sideline. The Catalan Dragons keep hold of the ball.
Cassiano moves it on. That's a scrambled pass. The referee allowing play to continue. And brings them back eventually.
Yeah, there's a knock on more on the right side, just as he's trying to pick the ball up in these slippy conditions. Number of passes from Catalan, whether it be on the left side, the right side, they go into ground, making it difficult for the edge players to get any space, any clear runs to attack the outside defenders.
It is difficult, isn't it? We've got to give them a little bit of space and, I suppose, mitigation, really. Greg Bird, worst 13. It's a long time since he's been an accomplished halfback. Samisoni Lange, even though he wears number 6, he's a running threat, running forward. Tony Gigot, you'd imagine, will be involved, but I think the reason Steve McNamara has chose to leave him at fullback is to give him a little bit of freedom.
Well, they've got Lucas
Albert.
They've got Lucas Albert to come off the bench.
He's been playing a little bit of 9 as well, so options for McNamara, but not many.
No, and the key men are on the sideline. Tompkins, McAlorum, Ben Garcia as well, because he uses him in a hooking role.
And Jody Broughton, he's only played 3 games this year. He's one of their best players, a winger with pace.
Well, you've been talking about speed and the lack of speed in this Catalan
It's a shame that we don't have Jody Broughton. I don't think they've got the cutting edge, but Leeds really are up for this.
Last move here, Kenny.
And they're marching forwards again. That's the 5th tackle, though, and Louis again goes to the air. Tierney is underneath it, claims it, and Luke Burgess wraps him up quickly. Luke Briscoe have done it again. Have done it again.
Well, they'll have to tighten up now. Brad Dwyer on the field. Sean Lunt's done all that defensive work in the opening 28 minutes. Now someone who can come up with those erratic plays, Brad Dwyer, so effective on a quick play of the ball.
Williame with the run. Leeds ahead 16-0. Kenny Edwards.
Come on.
Trent Merrin completing the tackle. Edwards found not guilty when he faced the disciplinary this week.
What you get from Brad Dwyer when he's on the field is he puts real pressure on the kickers. You could see at the back end of the set, he races hard. And as you see, the Leeds Rhinos just nudging the way upfield, and Luke Burgess, Luke Briscoe, he looks like Luke Burgess.
Don't, because it's just going to get worse.
Move together.
Briscoe plays the ball. Cuthbertson.
Luke Burgess played for both teams, of course. The Dragons.
Are you doing this on purpose?
I'm trying to find a way to help you out. Cuthbertson just staying down there, involved in that tackle. Says he's okay. You can see his neck and head ends up in a really awkward position.
Well, it's Maria and Gudemon that are in that tackle, aren't they? Look, they're not giving him space.
Right, it's another one that we see quite regularly, isn't it? There's the players have got to try and release space for the head to come through. It's always difficult to see how much pressure is actually being placed on the neck at that point. It's obviously painful for him.
It's a big head. Cuthbertson's.
Stop-start contest. And Adam Cuthbertson
Well, Catalan have got to hope that it's Leeds who stop and them who start here now after this. Because for half an hour they've been out of this contest. Maybe this incident will get put on report. I don't know. The referee stopped the clock. The doctor's left the field.
Getting square, getting square.
No, referee says play on.
The Leeds number 8, Adam Cuthbertson, back on his feet after a bit of treatment, and Brad Singleton into the action.
Hold, Anthony, hold.
It's the 5th tackle. And here's Rob Louis, once more a high kick from him. This time the pressure is good from the Dragons, and the ball actually goes backwards, where Luke Briscoe fields it, and Walker...
Well, that's outstanding play, isn't it, by Catalan? They've caught Walker on the last tackle.
It was Sam Cassiano that put pressure originally on Robert Louis. Then he doesn't switch off. He sees the ball going to Briscoe. Then he's alert to go and get Jack Walker.
Well, they needed a game-changing moment. Half an hour into this game, that could be it.
Here's Greg Bird now. Greg Bird to Anthony Maria. Bird, who's hanging up his boots finally at the end of this season. 35 years of age. Gudemon now. Oh, Lange backs the ball on, and it's Newman who picks it up. And Newman has got support from Rhys Martin. Martin looking for his second, but this time there's too many Catalan defenders there. This time they managed to stop his progress. Have they stopped the Rhinos' progress? Possibly not. Oh, the kick over the top. Aim for Hanley. He couldn't get there. It was Walker, I think, ambitious from him. And Leeds don't make the most of the chance.
First play, good awareness from the youngster, Harry Newman. Does a decent job as well of attracting Greg Bird before giving the ball to Martin, who didn't quite have the legs to score another try. But that kick, I think it was Brett Ferris that kicks the ball. Maybe he's had a call. He looks over his left shoulder. He sees some space outside. There's 3 of his teammates. Ash Hanley, Conrad Hurrell can't get there.
And then make an error. You've had your advantage with it.
Well, you back yourself, don't you? And that's what Ferris did. Unfortunately, it doesn't come off for them. But again, you're not bothered in making mistakes down in that end of the field, 10 metres from the line.
Harry Newman, meanwhile, has had treatment. He is back on his feet. Half an hour gone, just over. And Leeds maintain this 16-0 advantage. They could have extended it there. Here's 21-year-old Artur Romano.
Hold, go on, he's good.
Making his 10th appearance of the season. Edwards.
Move now. Hold here, hold.
Leeds strong in defence there. Edwards didn't like something that went on, and the referee didn't either.
They're having a little battle. The right side of the Rhinos, of which Harry Newman is part of, and the left side of Catalan Dragons, Willie Army, Edwards. But the young Leeds centre is not prepared to back down.
Here's Lange. Now Gudemond. To Catalan. Can they pierce this Leeds defence, which wasn't pierced at Huddersfield last week? And heading for half-time, still intact. But maybe there's an opportunity now for Gigot. Gigot, lovely ball back on the inside, and it's Gudemond who gets over for the try. Oh, and a great pass from Gigot as Steve McNamara sends down instructions. And Michael Gudemond gets the try, his first of the season.
Well, Cassiano, we talked about him, we said he's got a little bit of everything. We saw him defensively when that kick went on, and they made a mistake, the Leeds Rhinos, failing to get to the kick at the back end of the set. Beautiful pass across the face of Gudemond to Tony Gigot, and Michael Gudemond stays in support. Quality player, Gudemond.
Well, because he is that big, Sam Cassiano, you are attracted to him. So he pulls in 3 defenders, he's nice and direct, he keeps the defenders honest, creates a bit of space out wide, and then there's just some skill then from Catalan to get through the defensive line and get over the try line.
First of the season, in fact, first ever in Super League for Michael Gudemond. just back in the side after 4 games out. And Gigot played a crucial part in constructing that try, converts it.
Well, I'm surprised Robert Hicks didn't refer this up to the video referee, because we've got a player going through on the defensive line. It's obviously caused some problems for Trent Merrin. It'll be a very difficult one for the video referee to judge, but he is in the defensive line when that ball goes through.
It's the try scorer, Gudimond.
And it's Trent Merrin, the man who was impeded. Normally very safe, 40-plus tackles again. Trent Merrin, who wouldn't have missed that.
Well, Sam Cassiano has changed this game, isn't it? The pressure that he put on the kickers. There's a kick to the sideline, it bounces awkwardly to take it. Sam Cassiano helped them to get possession in the opponent's half, and then his run helped to set up that try. I wondered just where this cutting edge might come from the Catalan side. Well, you suspect that Tony Gigot would have to be in there somewhere. And Michael Gudimond, who burst onto the scene last year as a star, really, of Super League. We've seen less of him this year. Nice to get themselves back involved, and the first points for this Catalan side has given them some hope.
Half-time approaching. They needed that. Anthony Maria gets the pass away, and Gigot is alert. Little characteristic skip from the Catalan fullback. Here's Artur Romano now. Former Carpentras player. Mead. Greg Bird. Over 350 career appearances achieved now. Whitley. Having a good season. The former Widner's man, Matt Whitley, gets the pass away, and the referee had called held.
Rhinos just got to make sure that they stay on the toes and get the spacings right.
Gigot stabs a little kick in, and Jack Walker, oh, he's allowed the ball to bobble, and they were offside. They got themselves into terrible tangles, Stuart.
Well, they did. Ball's in front of the man who played the ball last, and he just picked it up. You know, I think it was suggested before, is that a professional foul with a Catalan player following up? Certainly not an option that Robert Hicks looked for there.
Goal line.
So a penalty to the Catalan Dragons with 5 minutes to go before the half-time hooter sounds. Another Dragons try, and the complexion of this game has altered.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Da Costa's pass. The ball, though, is behind Bird. They won't get it with that. And just for old time's sakes, Richie Myler, once the Catalan Dragons just reacquaints himself with his former teammate.
Good tackles. Good work from Myler again, working hard from the inside. Picked up Langit.
Gigot's pass off for Tierney. Tierney coming back in field, and across comes Newman, and Steve McNamara rues a wasted opportunity for his side there.
Well, Robert Louis, we heard our guest Kyle Amor talk about when the ball goes away from you, make sure you keep working, make sure you keep pushing from the inside, because you never know what will happen. Robert Louis does that. A couple of his players get caught up in the tackle with Willie Army, and all of a sudden Robert Louis comes across to save the day on that man, Lewis Tierney.
You've got 10 seconds, you have to be bound.
So that was a good opportunity for the Catalan Dragons. We will see Leeds in action next Thursday, 7 o'clock, when they are at home again, and it's the league leaders they'll face, St Helens. That's on Sky Sports Arena from 7, and we're at Wigan on the Friday night for the Warriors against Warrington Wolves. 7 o'clock Sky Sports Arena for that. And there's Catalan Dragons action next Saturday, August the 17th, 5 o'clock for the Dragons against the London Broncos. That is on Sky Sports Mix.
Hold! Go three.
Here, the Catalan Dragons are trailing 16-6. Last few minutes of this first half, and Catalan penalised again. Cassiano.
Well, Brad Dwyer spotted the big man, Cassiano. Very good going forward. Laterally, if you're a big man that's 18, 19 stone, you're probably not the best, but he's a giant, isn't he? And Brad Dwyer, if he sees him there, if he sees that he might have just switched off, he's always going to attack him.
Former Kiwi and Samoan international Sam Cassiano. Imposing figure in the middle of that field for the Catalan Dragons. But the penalty allows Leeds to go on the attack. Here is Trent Merrin. Second most offloads in Super League from Trent Merrin. Oh, Myler Bird. Bird was very quickly up.
Too easy to read that. The ball was a real slow pass.
They give him a little shove on the floor as well. Good friends, those two.
Just look like it.
They are good friends.
Well, that was for that one down there. Leeds' line, wasn't it, when Richie Myers just wrapped his arm around Greg Bird's neck.
Bill, let me tell you, you don't have to not be friends with someone to hit them and want to hurt them. I used to get that feeling very often.
The lesson, according to Barry McDermott. Half-time at the DW Stadium, and it's 12 points apiece. Hull Kingston Rovers have hit back. So putting up a good display that, the Robins. Wigan, of course, on the hunt for the third place, or for the second place, I beg your pardon, in the Super League table. That's good from Louis on Kenny Edwards. They're really getting into Kenny Edwards, aren't they?
Well, they know that he's one of those players. He's very aggressive in the way that he plays, and he can be rattled and lose his cool.
He's a disruptor, Kenny Edwards. Everybody's focused on him, and the Catalan players can get on and see if there's anything available to him.
Da Costa's pass. Oh, lovely offload. Finds it. It was Greg Bird. It was Cassiano's offload.
He is causing problems, isn't he? Sam Cassiano.
Is Gigo. Gigo goes behind Cassiano, runs again. Bird, though, that's good defence from Conrad Hurrell. And Bird felt that.
A good defence from the Rhinos. Catalan are making some errors. Big physical challenge from Hurrell. But our stats are saying that they're only completing at 58%, the Catalan Dragons. With shots like that, you are going to lose possession. But they're really not helping themselves. If they can up the completion rate in the second half, I'm sure Steve McNamara will talk about, look, we'll give ourselves a chance, but we need to control the ball.
We'll talk about this dangerous tackle here. Conrad Hurrell on Greg Bird. Will the referee change their mind and award a penalty?
Well, I would think the video referee will have a look at this, because he's lifted the leg and ends up with Bird ending up on his neck.
It's a sin bin, isn't it?
Oh, I think it is. Robert Hicks is actually reaching as we see this.
Well, it's probably going to be a sin bin, I would think, for this.
He's reaching for his back pocket, and he has yellow carded Conrad Hurrell.
He ends in a dangerous position, mate. He's got a duty to make sure he doesn't land it like he does.
His first hit was really good. And he seems to just whack him, drives through him, but then the extra effort here, when he just lifts it there, that's what he's been sent to the sin bin for. And now an easy 2 points if they kick this. For Catalan. And Rich Agar's lost one of his strike players for the opening 10 minutes of the second half.
Hurrell and Bird, former teammates at the Gold Coast Titans. So that was for old time's sake. It's cost Leeds the services of their hitman, and it could cost them 2 points if Gigo can hit the target with this. Delicately done. Bang on the hooter from Gigo. And that'll be annoying for Richard Agar to see those points slip away needlessly, because Hurrell had made his point with that initial tackle on Greg Bird, hadn't he? He'd done the damage. Bird all smiles now. Seems to have shaken off what was an awkward landing. And Catalan Dragons have given themselves a chance after a woeful woeful generally first half. Leeds looking really strong, building on last week's nilling of the Giants as they seek to make themselves safe and clear of the relegation battle. By Ryan Golding have done a fantastic job, because they have had to deal with torrential rain in the last 24 hours. They've had nearly 3/4 of the usual rainfall for the full month of August in the last 24 hours. And they were prepared. They'd studied the satellite images. They knew what was coming. They got the pitch ready, and it has stood up well to the battles so far here today. That might not be the last of the rain. It was torrential earlier on. It's relented for the moment, and the conditions are dry as we await referee Robert Hicks to get the second half underway. He hasn't come out unprepared. He's just been having an adjustment of his sound system. It's not what it looks like. Second half about to get underway then. And underneath it, Robert Louis for the Rhinos, who maybe have got a bit of a wake-up call from coach Richard Agar and from the Catalan Dragons. Most point out in a moment.
Most definitely don't switch off. This game still in the balance, and the big man who's onto the field for Catalan, Sam Cassiano, the number 28, he had a big influence, a massive impact, and if you were Leeds Rhinos players, you'd be trying to move him around so he's not quite as effective when he's carrying the ball. There he is involved in that tackle now.
It's on Trent Merritt. So Catalan maybe feeling a bit more chipper as the second half gets on. Louis slipped into the challenge of Kenny Edwards. Picked up a knock there. Nothing untoward in that, but he lost his footing.
Yeah, that was it. Look at him. He tries to step off his right foot, doesn't he? He goes at Edwards, clashes with him. There's nothing in that tackle. He is a runner, isn't he? Robert Louis. He's a dangerous player.
Well, I mean, there's contact with the head, isn't there? But player falling to the ground.
Yes, mate.
Yes.
Fine, he slips, mate.
This is the incident.
Yeah, whether the referee chooses to penalise it or not. But there is contact with the head.
Well, while Robert Louis is down, it's an opportunity to get the half-time news, find out what the two coaches did say on the sidelines tonight. Fraser Dainton.
Well, Richard Agar, the Leeds head coach, was pretty pleased with the way the game plan had worked out in the first part of the game. He said that at 16-0 down, he was really pleased they'd played the conditions perfectly, but he thought the left side had started to get a little bit loose. There were too many errors creeping in. He wants them to be more patient and disciplined on that side and don't invite Catalans to take their chances. As for Steve McNamara for Catalan Dragons, really pleased to get back into the game when they were 16-0 down, but he thinks they've been stripped with too many dummy half runs. He needs them to tighten up in that area. He wants them to be quicker and sharper in defence. Chances in attack will eventually come.
The club chairman, Bernard Gouache, sitting just behind Steve McNamara, still going over what happened last week with the home game against Warrington. Unhappy about elements of that. Wow, what a game going on at the DW. Wigan 18, Hull Kingston Rovers 18. Confidently predicted that the Robins would be on the receiving end in that game, but far from it by the look of things. 18 points apiece. Robert Louis coming off the field then.
Let's go. Go back on.
And
Give 10.
Myler puts the kick away. Robert Louis going for an assessment then after that collision, as seems to be the interpretation.
Hold, go on.
And here's Lewis Tierney.
2, move, hold, wait.
Just into Leeds Rhinos territory.
Well, it's Liam Sutcliffe, the man who's on to replace Robert Louis. I'm sure he'll be back on the field. He seemed to go up the tunnel. He looked okay, didn't he?
Hold, go 3.
There's the Dragons try scorer, Gudemond, playing the ball. Gigo onto Arturo Romano.
Go. Whitley's ahead of the ball.
And then Mead.
Is that okay? Last.
Gudemond once more.
Hold. Go.
Well involved. Once of the Dewsbury Rams, Mikel Gudemond, as Gigo puts a nice kick in, but that's good covering work.
Well, that's great work defensively from Catalan Dragons. Harry Newman pleading with the referee. The ball was along the floor. He kept the ball. And the Catalan Dragons players kept the ball off the deck. Whether there was contact with the ball on the deck before the tackle was made.
Well, the key to this is the tackle is always moving. It hasn't stopped. So as long as that tackle's moving, other players can get involved with it, and they just shoved him backwards.
Excellent work from the Dragons. They've started this second half where they left off.
So goal line dropout, which fizzes along the ground from Reece Martin. And now it's Anthony Maria Dwyer among the reception committee from the Leeds Rhinos.
Bill, and obviously one man down, you don't want to be defending near your try line.
The pass from Sam Cassiano was forward.
Well, good position. Steve McNamara knowing that they've blown an opportunity. the big fella's got a pass in his game. He's got a decent offload as well. And like I said in the first half, because he is that big, he attracts defenders to him, always creates space around him, and he's got runners that are pushing up in support. On that occasion, it was Kenny Edwards.
So head and feed to the Leeds Rhinos then after that forward pass from Sam Castellano. It was his pass that Tom Briscoe intercepted here in June when Leeds won 31-12. The game at that point was pretty evenly balanced, but tempting pass which Briscoe snatched and made the most of, and the game really got away from Catalan Dragons after that. This one hasn't got away from them yet. 16-8. Dwyer
the key for
manages to get the pass away. Phil, sorry.
Is the defence. I mean, they've got maybe a try or two of them in the second half. They've probably not got 4 or 5, and they've got to stop this guy, Brad Dwyer and co here, from posting points. Defending is equally as important. Just because they're 8 points behind, they can't think all attack.
Myler's little kick. Mead, safe hands from him. Gets the pass away to Shigo, and Shigo to Samisoni Langi, and Langi is immediately pounced on.
Well, they're giving it a good go, aren't they? They're not going to die wondering. Shifting the ball so close to the line. In front of a Leeds wall, really trying to earn the right to go forward. Play outside of the Rhinos. High shot here now. Easy meters again for Catalan. The amount of times that they've managed to get away from their own 20 on the back of a penalty. On that occasion, it's Reece Martin that just clips David Mead.
His feet are too far from the tackle. Look, he's trying to tackle him with his hand.
That's good footwork, isn't it, from David Mead to beat him.
Get onside. Onside.
Reece Martin penalised. David Mead is an amazingly durable player because he takes some stick. He's really brave defensively. He's not the biggest out there either.
They build them tough in PNG, don't they? Thinking of some of the great players that we've had in Super League, and Stanley Jean immediately springs to mind. Made out of absolute granite.
Well, his old club, Hulkingston Rovers, doing him proud tonight with that performance against the Wigan Warriors. Here's Da Costa as Catalan Dragons come forward on a bit of a roll here. Cassiano flips the ball round the back to Gudemond, and Gudemond straightens it up. Trent Merrin and Dwyer make the tackle. Singleton eventually comes to assist. Greg Bird now. Bird's pass to Romano. That's the 5th tackle. And just about 10 metres away from that Leeds line. And Bird will hoist that one cross field. Newman is underneath it. And Newman takes the tackle from Tierney. Dealt with that well.
Works hard to get down, doesn't it? And ground that ball, carrying arm, and Catalan Dragons really hunting in defence now. The coach talked about being loose around the play of the ball, both attack and defence. Is it Luke Briscoe?
Oh, yes.
He's just caught a little bit of something, hasn't it?
Because see how hard Catalan have worked here on this tackle. I think they needed to work harder on the kick. They've got to obviously score. There was a kick went up. Lewis Tierney didn't even get there. None of the outside backs got to compete with that kick. Catch, I should say. It was too easy. You just see the knee on the head there from Gudemond, an accident.
It's Gudemond's knee that Luke Briscoe catches there.
Well, let me tell you, if you're a Leeds Rhinos player now and you're trapped on your line, this doesn't help the next carry. You're looking for quick play of the balls, and obviously the hit on the head for Luke Briscoe. Getting attention now from the doctor and the physio on Gudemond. Physical player that he is, along with his teammates, nice and condensed. And looking at the options and weighing up who's going to be the man who's going to be carrying this next ball.
Still coming through. You're going to have to trade him off the fild. You don't have to deal
there
with
is
him.
Conrad Hurrell, hoping to be back into action shortly.
Got another 4 minutes, hasn't he, Conrad Hurrell?
Go to.
Well, Luke Briscoe's still needing treatment. In fact, he plays that ball and immediately goes to have you can just see him in the background there having a bandage applied, and Catalan have been penalised.
And that's what you can't do. You get excited, you'd have the team where you want them. You can see that Gudemond's caught on the wrong side of the ruck. He can't get set at marker, and he's just trying to spin himself around
I disagree, Terry. We've obviously got our opinion. I don't think that's a penalty at all. We can take the lead there by 6 over Hull KR. Referee's panicked there, in my opinion. Briscoe strapped up.
It's a welcome penalty for Leeds then, who were under pressure on their own try line. Able to grab a bit of breathing space. Here is Brad Singleton now. Just clocking up the appearances is Brad Singleton. 26 years of age, over 200 career appearances now. Trent Merrin. Dwyer, the Wiganer, goes on a darting run over the halfway line. 4 tackles gone. Here is Reece Martin now. Martin. The tackle from Williami. And then the kick down the sidelines from Dwyer.
Smart kick that, running the clock down, knowing and understanding that while they're a player down, any pause in play allows his side just to walk to the scrum, even though they've got that allotted amount of time. Conrad Hurrell, he's got 35 seconds to get to the scrum, form the scrum, get the ball in, but they'll use every fraction of that second.
He's a character, isn't he, Conrad Hurrell?
Get your heads in. Heads in.
Waiting for him to come back on. Here's Williami now. Game just in a really intriguing phase now, because Leeds know that there's a scent of a chance for the Catalan Dragons. And they can't afford to allow them back into this game.
They're just feeling each other out. They don't want to give penalties away.
Here's Samisoni Langi. No frills about this guy.
And also, Bill, don't sit back in defence. You've got to defend on your front foot. Don't wait for Catalan to run at you.
Shigo on to Anthony Maria. Maria's pass finds Matt Whitley. Whitley. Good tackle from Richard Myler. Artur Romano's pass finds Shigo. Shigo does well on the last to get the ball away to Bird, who is able to put the kick in, which bounces wickedly. And Hanley does well there. Newman, I beg your pardon. And then the ball comes out, and it's stolen by the Catalan Dragons.
Well, it takes a lucky bounce to end up in Harry Newman's hands. See who the first Leeds Rhinos player it was who missed it. The ball goes up in the air. It's Luke Briscoe, man who's took the knock. He couldn't take it in. Harry Newman was there just waiting to pounce.
There's still a little bit of that conflict we mentioned. Kenny Edwards, Harry Newman, David Mead over on that side. They're having a real clash over on that far side.
And that's good work from Maria and Gudemond, the 2 French internationals.
Go straight out. Come on, discipline. 2.
But the team that goes on to win this is the team that'll build pressure. Talking about building pressure, that man, when he comes back onto the side, Catalan know that they've got to make sure that they're well and truly switched on over here on the left-hand side. Here he is, the fans' favourite.
Hurrell is back. He's had a breather.
Oh, he wants a carry as well here.
He's immediately putting himself in the line for a chance to run at this Catalan defence. Instead, it's Hanley who does that, and that's good work from Matt Whitley. Intercepting that kick and then diving on the ricochet. Did well there.
Well, there's a couple of times in the game now that whether it be Ash Hanley or in the first half, Brett Ferris, they're kicking the ball. I'm not saying it's not their job to do it. If they see something, yeah, go for it. But if it doesn't come off, then you've got to answer to the coach.
Oh, Singleton. What was that all about? And Shades, I'm sorry, but Shades at Perpignan last weekend.
Well, he's walked off this field before, hasn't he, in the other games? Was it last season? I'm not even sure whether it was against the Catalan Dragons 2 years ago. He's still getting tackled when he's too far away from the man in the possession. A bit similar to Reece Martin. You throw your arm out. He's hit Greg Bird. It was Greg Bird, I think, a couple of years ago on this ground. Big decision now for the referee. You've got to calm down both players, both sets of players, but
he goes hunting, doesn't he?
Well, it's direct to the head. So if that's the way that the referees see it, that should be a red card.
And Robert Hicks has gone for his back pocket. He's then not gone for his back pocket. Maybe taking a bit of advice from video ref Ben Thaler. Officials conferring.
So,
can't be much doubt, Stuart, surely.
Direct contact, Brad Singleton. He is going, red card. I am then going to speak to Maria about running in. Okay? Anything else? Thank you very much.
And the conferring is done. The card will be produced. And for Brad Singleton, it is red.
Well, he had no option, the referee there. It was round the head. It was good footwork. Ultimately, Brad Singleton, beaten for footwork, sticks an arm out, ends up around the chops of the big man, Sam Cassiano, who's changed this game as soon as he entered the field. Changed the game in favour of the Catalan Dragons and the big Cumbrian forward. Well, he's off the field. Anthony Maria will be spoken to.
I have already made a decision. I do not want to see you try and take the control of this game away from me again. There's no more talking. Captains.
I don't think he speaks any English, Anthony Maria. That's gone nowhere.
Yeah, I think he's just concerned about players running in.
The game for the first 30 minutes or so was pretty good. Wasn't tension. In the last 20 minutes, 10 minutes either side of half-time, the game has gone scratchy and tension, and you need to get a grip of your players. This is now your opportunity. Go on, talk to them.
So Greg Bird and Brett Ferris with the job.
And we've seen this year, Bill, that the man who runs in, which was Anthony Maria on that occasion, spends 10 minutes in the sim, and yet Brad Singleton, he gets done for footwork, plants his feet, swings high, and he had to be high, really, looking at the size of Sam Cassiano, and left the referee with no option but to give him the red card.
So another eventful contest for the Catalan Dragons, and Whitley and James Donaldson just having a little post-play the ball disagreement there, but Catalan Dragons now with that numerical advantage. And Leeds may be under a bit of pressure. This will be a good test for the Rhinos now, a test of their character and resilience. Without Brad Singleton, still with virtually half an hour to go. And they're under pressure already. Here is Williame. And it's Luke Briscoe with the tackle. Tierney gets the pass away. Samisoni Langi puts the kick in, and that's good work.
Do you know, Bill, what I think happens when a team have a player sent off is that every one of the 12 on the field finds an extra 10%. So what you've got to do if you're a team with 13 is match that level. Obviously, we can hear the crowd here now at Leeds doing everything they can now to lift the home team. Catalan need to go with that, and that's a brilliant tackle by Whitley.
This could get lively, or even livelier. Maria with the tackle.
Well, that's a high shot, isn't it? You've got a strong carry, first of all, off Conrad Huddle. Then you have Jack Walker and Luke Briscoe that get involved. And you've got to show that commitment. And the Rhinos players now, knowing that they're one man down, they're more or less playing for 40 minutes with 12 men. They've got to work hard. And for Catalan, sometimes you're guilty of throwing the ball around and looking for that space because you have got the numerical advantage and you're overplay. Whereas for the Rhinos, they know that they have got to work really hard for the next 28 minutes.
And that is what Steve McNamara spoke to his team about at half-time, being sloppy around the play of the ball, allowing Leeds Rhinos to play the ball at their will.
The South Stands trying to lift their side, who are up against it now. They lead 16-8 though, don't forget that. Leeds are ahead in this game. But they're a man down as far as players on the field. Dwyer's pass for Myler. Myler trying to wriggle through. But Bird there to make the tackle. And Bird and Myler tangling. Former teammates. And now here's Reece Martin. Martin to Newman. Little skip from Newman, but Williame with the tackle. Briscoe. Louis now, Robert Louis. Little grubber kick from Louis. The ball bouncing. The ball is dotted down by Ash Hanley. Has he got that one down in time for his second of the game? What does Robert Hicks reckon? He thinks it's a try. Louis' kick. Hanley on the follow-up. And another piece of sensational finishing. We saw Tommy Makinson sensational last night against Warrington. Well, this was pretty spectacular if it counts.
I'm with you and I'm with the referee, Robert Hicks. Well, he's onside. Look at his angle. He times it to perfection. Does he take that ball cleanly, or does he knock it forward into Greg Bird? Have a little look at this. He does make contact with it. It comes off his left hand. And does he take it cleanly before it hits Greg Bird? Is there a bit of a wobble? Has he got hold of it?
Well, if it touches Greg Bird, it'll be classed as a knock-on. I don't think it does. We'll search to see if it does. But I think it just misses Greg Bird. And it carries on. Certainly no evidence there.
Yeah, he's done so well, doesn't he?
And the discipline to stay on side, that's the left winger coming in field to try and make himself available. I think this will be the angle that will tell us the clearest picture. Greg Bird is nowhere near, and even though Ash Hanley momentarily turns his head to the side, he quickly refocuses, grabs that ball, looks at the line at the back and gets it down.
He's got a lot to deal with there when he catches that. First of all, there's the sticks, then there's the ball, then there's the Catalan player, and grounding the ball as well.
The try is confirmed. It's Ash Hanley's second of the game. He got 2 last week against Huddersfield. He's got 2 tonight against the Catalan Dragons. He has got 19 for the season now.
Well, it's a good disciplined chase from Ash Hanley. Right, there's a blue and amber wall, but it's the angle of the run. He knew where that kick was going to be placed from Robert Louis. He changes his angle, he beats a couple of Catalan defenders. Greg Bird thinks that ball's just going to pop up into his hands. And that's an accomplished finish from the youngster.
So Rhys Martin should maintain his 100% record. From bang in front of the posts. And Leeds, a man down, stretch their advantage, 22-8.
Well, Ash Hanley has try-scoring instincts. Barry made a great point. This is the left winger. Reminds me a little bit, a long time ago, I remember watching Martin O'Fire score tries, and he'd scored them all over the field. Not typically where you thought the left winger would score a try. He puts himself into positions that tries are going to get scored. And that's the reason why he just get across the line and dot it down so often. His brain, his eyes, he must have watched enough and played enough as a youngster to anticipate where the chance will present itself. And more often than not, he puts himself in that picture.
A hat-trick against the Catalan Dragons in defeat in March, did Ash Hanley. So that's his 5th try against them this season. And Leeds, despite the loss of Brad Singleton, they are looking good.
It was an outstanding put down, but what about the quality of the kick from Robert Louis? We've seen him leave the field, had that collection, a little bit of a clip around the ears. Kenny Edwards, the Catalan Dragons, and that collision sent him off field. He's come on and brought some real cool calmness to this Leeds side at the back end of sets.
Here's Conrad Hurrell. Hurrell with a little kick ahead. Gigot, time to come across and pick that ball up. Wigan ahead 30 points to 18 against Hull Kingston Rovers. Rovers, of course, second from bottom in the table, just 2 points ahead of bottom club London Broncos. Who visit the Castleford Tigers this weekend. And then travel to face Catalan Dragons. So a tough couple of weeks for the London Broncos. That's good work from Kenny Edwards, and then he loses the ball, much to the delight of the South Stand.
Well, they're looking really hungry, though. Again, it's a big effort from Rhys Martin, who's trying to defend Richie Myler, and Richie Myler goes straight up to him and thanks him. He picks him out, Kenny Edwards, he gets rid of him, but Rhys Martin's effort over the top was a big effort in defence.
They've made a difference, haven't they? The recruitment made by Leeds Rhinos, Sean Lunt, who perhaps isn't on the field at the minute, See you, Manafanai, Reece Martin, who for me has had his best game in a Leeds shirt, have made a real difference. And Robert Louis, the person who I spoke about 2 or 3 minutes ago, Jackson Hastings, who's right up there in the rankings of the Man of Steel. He talked about him in glowing terms, and more than one eyebrow was raised when Leeds Rhinos had a crack for Jackson Hastings. Ultimately, he's gone to Wigan, but Robert Louis makes everybody else play maybe 5 or 10% better.
Here is Brett Ferris now. In his 15th season as a professional. Hasn't always gone smoothly for him with plenty of injuries, but he's having a good season this year, is Brett Ferris. There is Harry Newman.
Hasn't he got a good outline, Harry Newman, to beat a defender?
Briscoe. Long ball. Finds Siu Manafanai, who was standing still, then winds up and runs into Busquets. Lucas Albert out there. Dwyer with a little run. We saw him do this against Huddersfield. Myler could have got the try. And the referee awards the try. And Dwyer has created. Myler has finished. And Richie Myler, against his former club, comes up with a 4-pointer. Only his 4th of the season. And Leeds making light of the fact that they are a man down.
Well, I'm just going to make just reference to Siu Manafanai. Takes a really unselfish play. He gathers the ball, decides all he's got to do is play that ball to allow everybody else outside him. Doesn't try and find a wild offload. Does the simple, basic things incredibly well. That gives the space to Brad Dwyer. Look what he does here. He knows what his role is. Go forward, engage some defenders, play that ball quick to give Brad Dwyer a bit of time and space, and that's a wonderful kick and chase.
That is a brilliant kick. It's a straight kick. It's not across the try line. And the angle from Richie Myler, the little drop-off to get that ball, well, that was vision from him as well.
Now then, Reece Martin, can he maintain his 100% record? Richie Myler coming up with his first try since he scored against the London Broncos at the Magic weekend in May. And Martin on target, and the South Stand, it sounds like, have come up with their answer to Sneed.
Well, if the Leeds side tonight could match the Catalan Dragons in the middle of the field with a brutal battle that took place there. They've got players with greater speed and better skills, and we've seen that example here tonight in that try. Brad Dwyer set off far quicker than anybody in the Catalan Dragons. Alric da Costa, we've not seen him running with that sort of speed. Brilliant short kick, didn't kick it too hard. And then the speed again from Myler. Look at Harry Newman. He's growing, looking sensational now in this second half. Growing in confidence. And Leeds, to me, look like the side more likely in the top 5 at the moment than this Catalan Dragons, albeit they are missing some of their key players.
Bill, that's a young 19-year-old lad who goes up and takes that ball, knowing that he's going to be put under some pressure.
Well, we've seen quite a lot of Harry Newman this season, and you can see how he has come on.
He's made mistakes in games, he's done brilliant things in games, but that's all about developing as a player.
Well, we're not quite there yet. Man of Steel is taking care of himself, but I think Harry Newman is in with a real shout for the Young Player of the Year. He's even telling everybody what to do now.
Going up to the senior players, lads, though, let's calm down. I think we'll take the 2 here.
I've got this, lads. I've got it. Here's the penalty. He's had a great game, Reece Martin.
Really good.
Attack and defence, and of course, a dead eye when it comes to conversions, penalty kicks, and 2 points that are on offer.
Well, he's kicked his last 10 on this ground as Reece Martin. 4 against Hull, 6 so far tonight, so 10 in a row for Reece Martin. This, bit of a distance, but from what we've seen, should not present much of a problem to Reece Martin. And this contest now not presenting much of a problem to the Leeds Rhinos. And is the spectre of relegation fading in the Rhinos' rear-view mirror?
I'm not sure, but this is obviously a huge step forward. But you do know that Bill, your predecessor, Sir Eddie Hemmings, assumed the responsibility when the kick and the 2 points go over. He liked Sneed. It's your responsibility for this one.
I'm going to leave it to the South Stand.
It doesn't sound the same though, saying Martin, does it?
So Reece Martin then with this penalty attempt.
There you go. Go on, Bill. You know you want it.
He might catch up.
You know you want it.
30 points to 8. The Leeds Rhinos ahead. Richard Agar still making demands of his side.
Telling them not to expect this short kick-off again. The previous time that they were in this position, they go for the short kick-off. It was Harry Newman that came up for it. No doubt he's expecting them to go short again.
36-18. They have gone short, and they've gone on short along the ground and come up with it. Samisoni Langi was first to the ball.
It's good skill. A great kick by Tony Gigo. It might not make much of a difference tonight, but his invention and his execution of that play to get the ball back, wonderful, isn't it? Left foot, short, soft kick, just over the line.
He's got great skill, Tony Gigo. Remember that goal line dropout, I think it was last season, from which he regained possession with an intelligent kick. Catalan Dragons managing to keep hold of the ball. Gigo seemed to have lost it, but managed to regain it. There he is again. Here is Busquets. Busquets' little offload finds Remy Casti. Casti, always determined. Kenny Edwards, but Edwards knew what it was with the tackle. Absolutely unfazed by the people who's facing him. Gigo puts a little kick in, and Busquets was trying to bat the ball back. It goes dead, and Walker is quickly back to the 20 to restart. Hanley. NRL action coming up on Sunday morning, 5 a.m. for the Canberra Raiders against Sydney Roosters. That's Kenny Edwards. Gigo, I beg your pardon, who could be in trouble. And the Headingley crowd might get their wish here.
He's been in the walls, hasn't he, Luke Briscoe? He's a powerful runner. It's a tug on the shoulders.
Nothing much in that.
I agree. I don't think there's too much. It is a grab. It's over the shoulders.
It looks bad because the way he goes down on the ground, doesn't it? And I think that's what the South Stand saw in front of him on the other side of the field, telling the referee that they should be sending Tony Gigo off here.
Half a smile on the face of referee Robert Hicks, in the face of the pleas from the Leeds fans to dismiss the Catalan Dragons fullback, but he's on the field. South Sydney against Melbourne on Sunday, 7 a.m. Sky Sports action. That's our other NRL offering this weekend. That's the complete top four on Sky Sports on Sunday morning. Let's look for the early birds. Dwyer. Here is Merrin now. It's the last quarter of this game. Leeds in control. Louis. Here is Reece Martin. Martin looking for a second. 10 metres out. Dwyer. Dwyer to Louis. Louis finds a way through. Does he find the try line? Referee has not awarded it yet. Brad Singleton hoping that Robert Louis has extended the Leeds Rhinos' advantage, but it's another referral to the video ref, Ben Taylor.
Well, he's a running threat, Robert Louis. And for the last 15 minutes, they seem to have had all the decent field position. The attacking shape seems strong as well. Gets rid of Willie Army, gets through the tackle of Kenny Edwards, and Tony Gigo tries everything. He's short, but he's going forward. There's movement there from him, and I think the momentum from Robert Louis gets him over the try line, and there's not a problem here.
Well, that's the best angle to see the ball going down on the floor. Some lovely work done by Reece Martin in the build-up to that. I think it's been a great team performance. We've got 15 minutes or so left of this.
I think he gets it down there.
Yeah. And the referee is right in line with it. Robert Hicks has said...
Well, he's awarded the try in the field. There's nothing there that doesn't prove, or doesn't say that it's not down on the ground, so the try should be confirmed.
And it is from
Robert Louis adds his name to the list of Leeds scorers. He is jubilant, the former Salford player, and on his way to a second win of the season against the Catalan Dragons, because he won in Perpignan with Salford earlier in the season in that remarkable 46-0 victory. 34-8 the scoreline now, and Reece Martin hasn't missed tonight. Didn't miss in the last home game. He's turning out to be some acquisition, this guy.
Yeah, quality player. Like Barry said before, let's see man of the night as well. He's added some Sean Lunn. Looking total control this second half, completing high. Attacking Catalan, who seems to be doing an awful lot of defence near their own try line and scoring some points.
So Martin bangs that one through. And 36-8 the scoreline.
Well, I guess timing is everything in life. And I think playing Leeds in the last few fixtures of the season might not be the right time to meet them. They're growing in confidence. They're starting to look like a decent team. And if my memory serves me right, the last game of the season is against Warrington here. Warrington, of course, in second spot at the moment, but under pressure. And boy, it's not the time of the year now to come here. They're high on confidence. There'll be no pressure on this Leeds side. They'll, I think, imagine by that point, of avoiding relegation. The smiles and relief for Robert Louis and his teammates here now, and they can start to enjoy the rest of this season.
Robert Louis, in fact, on his way to a third win of the season, because, of course, that, as you just saw, that was his first Leeds appearance was against the Catalan Dragons, and he won that one. He's won with Salford against them, and he's on the winning side again tonight. 36-18 full-time score. Wigan in pursuits of Warrington for that second place in the table. That ball's come out, and it's a knock-on, says the referee.
There's a mistake there from the Rhinos.
No, it wasn't.
He's overturned the decision now, and Robert Hicks has decided that the penalty is appropriate. I mean, now he wants a chat with Catalan. I think he's probably just trying to keep control of these final 14 minutes or so.
I think the referee obviously has problems here with his communication. I think sometimes we don't take into account. Last week, after the South of France, the referee might have had difficulties there. When they can't communicate to the touch judges, it makes it far harder. So he's trying to stop the clock again. The ball's pulled out to the opinion of the touch judge on this side.
Yeah, he pulls the arm out. I think that's what it is, which, if the tackle's complete, then he shouldn't be doing that anyway. But he's had a few communication problems throughout the game, and they do rely on calls coming from the side. That was a call that came from the side on that occasion, and he didn't pick it up first of all, got it at the second time.
It does look a better balance to this Rhinos team. We talked about the recruitment, and certainly the South Stand right underneath us are appreciating what they're seeing, a togetherness, a unity within this side now. And we talked about that game against Warrington. Well, what about next week? St Helens League Leaders Shield already in the cabinet the week before Wembley. What an atmosphere that will be.
There you go, next Thursday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena for Leeds against St Helens.
Go, discipline, Julian!
Here is Robert Louis. Delight on his face as he scored that try. And Leeds, looks as though they haven't finished. Reece Martin, 20 points for them tonight of the 36 to the PNG International.
And they've scored 20 points as well with just 12 men on the field.
And Singleton, of course, sent off. Here is Brett Ferris. Ferris trying to offload, manages to keep a hold of it. That's the 5th tackle. What's Dwyer going to come up with here? It's another kick against the grain this time, but nobody on the same wavelength, and so David Mead sweeps it up, and then Tierney picks up and goes.
Well, they want to make sure that they finish strong defensively. 4 more games to go this season. The only game that they've got away from Headingley is down in the capital against the Broncos. Danny Ward's men, the former Leeds Rhino, I'm sure will have his troops up for that encounter.
Catalan going into this game 5th in the table, but this, of course, is good news for Salford and the Castleford Tigers, who are pursuing them for that 5th place in the table.
Well, Salford Red Devils and Ian Watson got a real chance, haven't they? Real dark horses at the back end of this year, aren't they?
Huddersfield, they play at home this weekend as the kick is launched into the Headingley night sky and allowed to bounce by Briscoe. Dejected-looking Chigo, tired-looking Catalan Dragons, to be fair. They, coming into this, you've got to remember, off the back of a game that went on for over 2 hours against Warrington, 30-plus degrees.
Yeah. And the travel, the hotel stay, you can just see from the body language there.
Just talking to Alex Chan before the game, who has had a nightmare week because he didn't know, with all the disciplinary hearings, who was going to be on the plane.
Team that we're going to be able to put out.
Exactly. So he's got to talk to airlines. There he is, former Catalan player, of course. He's got to talk to airlines, and he doesn't know who's going to get banned and who isn't.
And even getting your combinations right in training early on in the week, who was going to be playing in what positions. He's been strong, hasn't he, Luke Briscoe? Been finding it hard to handle him when he's been bringing the ball away from his try line.
Cuthbertson, the ball's batted down, went backwards, says the referee, Louis. Across the field to Jack Walker. Jack Walker's had a quiet night. He might yet figure Walker. Walker, lovely pass from Myler. Myler away from the first, away from Lange. Has he got the legs? Has he got the... Oh, he has! He's second in the game for Richie Myler against his former club. And Jack Walker just came to life at the right time.
I think he heard you, Bill. I think he heard you. Jack Walker got great acceleration, some lovely kids coming through the system all over Super League. We watched plenty of them last night in that Warrington Saints fixture.
I think that's him down.
Yeah, that's him. As he passed that ball to Richie Myler, he collected a challenge. I'm sure we'll get another look at it at some point, but acceleration, back in the ball. It was Cuthbertson who found an offload. Reece Martin again, finding a pass, short pass to Sutcliffe, who finds an offload to the fullback. And there's the challenge from David Mead. And what acceleration from Richie Myler. When Richie Myler is allowed to do this, support the ball, sniff out where he thinks the ball will end up, he's a quality addition to this side. And that's 40. Here's the challenge.
Stuart.
Right, it's difficult to tell. It's at full speed, you know. The idea is that the fullback's going to try and draw the player. So I think he's committed to that challenge. I don't think there's an issue with that.
Well, I'm going to refer back to last night when we had a debate about a shoulder charge.
Yeah.
One of the Warrington players, in my opinion, didn't shoulder charge, was penalised. So that, for me, is a shoulder charge, Stuart.
Well, that's a different matter. You know, I'm looking at it from the point of view of a late tackle.
Reece Martin has kicked everything, but this is the trickiest kick I think he's faced all night. 8 from 8.
You're back in, Bill.
I back him. In front of the south stand.
Wow. Wow. 44 points against Huddersfield. 42 points.
Well, I think David Mead might be going to the sin bin here.
What's he gone for?
Yellow.
What's the offence?
After the ball has gone, and it's late, you're in the sin bin. That's a foul.
Late challenge.
You've still caught him high after he's gone, mate. It's in the sin bin. What do you want me to do? Mate, you end up high, that's the decision.
Politely arguing his case, but Robert Hicks telling him that that's his work done for this evening.
Well, is this sort of performance that Richard Agar would be after? Backing up your performances, consistent plays. We see Jack Walker.
It's more of a forward pass than a late tackle for me.
He's hit David Mead 10 minutes in the sin bin. But the consistency in the plays before you play against a team that's lifted the League Leaders' Shield, it's been the best for the last couple of years in Saints. And they certainly look in a confident mood. There he goes again.
Myler is through the line. Myler is looking for some support. Where are you, lads? He's looking over his shoulder. He's come to this side. They found support from Ferris. Ferris can't get the pass away, and the chance goes begging for the Rhinos.
That's what Richie Myler is really good at. He's not the biggest, but he will always offer himself. He will always push up really hard. Someone who's got a pass in the game, he will push up with him. Look, he's waiting for his teammates. Adam Cuthbertson just couldn't get there. About buying time and waiting for your teammates to get around you. But look at this, the nice little tip on it. Harry Newman, he's come up with a couple in this game. Again, the confidence building from the youngster. He passes the ball, he comes up on the right-hand side, he's through the gap. But Richie Myler chooses to go to the left.
You've got a really tough decision in a while, Tez, haven't you? Harry Newman and Reece Martin, two players neck and neck for man of the match.
Leeds have got the ball back at that scrum, meanwhile. One against the head. And it's all going right for the Rhinos. Back-to-back wins, big back-to-back wins. Crisis, what crisis? Louis over the top. Luke Briscoe with another try. The coach is on his feet. The fans are on their feet. And it looks as though Leeds are banishing the spectre of relegation from Super League. And a 25-year stay in the top flight is going to continue. They're not home and dry yet, but on this form, and with home games to come, it surely is in their own hands now.
Well, it's clicking, Bill. Look at this. They don't get the ball. All of a sudden, Leeds Rhinos have a little push, have a little strike. They come up with it. Catalan were trying to get the penalty. And then Robert Louis going across the line. He can spot that Lewis Tierney has got eyes for Jack Walker out of the back. And as soon as Lewis Tierney pulls the trigger, goes in on Walker, there's space out wide on the right-hand side for Luke Briscoe, who's been strong throughout the game. Got the old war wound on the top of his head.
46-8. Reece Martin. Can he make it 10 from 10? A hush as he lines up yet another conversion. That tells you Leeds have got themselves a master marksman in Reece Martin.
Well, there's a man outside the ground here at Leeds whenever we come here. For about the last 50 or 60 years, I'm told he sold books to fans and supporters at the game. I asked him before the match how many he thought his team would get. He said 50 tonight. He's been very, very close to that. John Brook will be pretty pleased here with the way that Leeds Rhinos have gone tonight.
Still got 5 minutes left to see if they can get to 50. 44 last week, 48 tonight. Donaldson with a good strong run. Remy Casti determined to the last. He'll feel this. They beat Warrington last week. That kind of gets overlooked, doesn't it, and all the fallout from last week. They beat Warrington Wolves, second place side in the table. They're backing up against Leeds here tonight, and they have not had what it takes. And the Rhinos are full of confidence. Anthony Maria is in pain.
No, Bill, they are a good side. They're a physical side. They're a skillful side. And obviously the Rhinos knew that they had to be good. And he goes in on Brad Dwyer. Can't see what he catches. He's obviously in some pain, the forward Maria.
When they get it right, Catalan, most teams in the league struggle with the power, the pace, the accuracy. The way that they can change that game with players like Tony Gigo, Sam Tompkins. It's real hard to predict what they're going to throw at you.
Maria indicating it's the shoulder problem. We'll see Leeds in action again next Thursday, taking on St Helens, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena for that one. Wigan against Warrington next Friday, 7 o'clock, Sky Sports Arena. Really delicious prospect that game is. Catalan Dragons against the London Broncos. And that's on Saturday, next Saturday, 5 o'clock. Sky Sports mix for that one. Steve McNamara and the Dragons team will head back to Perpignan tomorrow morning, lick their wounds. The dust will settle on this. We'll see who he's got standing, and then they'll line up to take on the London Broncos.
It's a really challenging time for Steve McNamara and his players. They've had the most difficult challenge in front of them. Lots more to come as well. Richard Agar, well, that image tells 1,000 words. He knows how well his side has been, and let's not forget they've had Conrad Hurrell in the sin bin. They've had a red card for Brad Singleton, and in the entire game so far they have only missed 7 tackles. Defence wins games.
Artur Romano going back to gather that kick. There is Brad Singleton, who sat out the last 18 minutes or so.
Hold. 2.
So they've done well in his absence.
3.
But as Phil said, sometimes it really focuses players. They know that they're short, they know that they've got to work hard, they don't cut corners and put extra effort in those key areas, and defence has been one of them this evening.
I guess if you're a coach, you'd love to find a way of convincing your players that they've only got 12 men when they have got 13, because if they could play with that extra spirit, that extra energy that teams always do when they have a man sent from the field, well, you'd be pretty hard to beat then.
Here is Luke Briscoe, 48-8. They've done their points difference a power of good as well, have the Rhinos.
Surrender!
And it's now for Richard Agar, 6 wins from 11 in Super League since taking over the reins here at Emerald Headingley. Here is Ash Hanley, 2 tries tonight, got a hat-trick in Perpignan. Still time for him to get another hat-trick against the Catalan. Quick hands, finds Brett Ferris. Ferris manages to get the ball out to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe's pass, Hanley has looped round, but it was forwards.
It doesn't come off for them, but Richard Agar, when he reviews this game, will always look at when the likes of Sean Lunn or Brad Dwyer run from dummy half, what action is happening either side of the run. They have got options, they have got supporting players that are holding up defenders. It's been a real team performance, this. Sean Lunn started the game defensively really strong, talking constantly to everyone around him. And then you get Brad Dwyer on, who is a runner, who's a different player. That's why they complement each other.
Move now.
And Leeds have improved on their home record, which hasn't been that good this season. Going into this, they just had 4 wins from 10 home games, but this is a big victory for them. A second victory here this season over the Catalans. Mikel Simon, the frustration evident on the front rower's face there. Frustrating night for the Catalan Dragons, and very nearly gifting a try there. Here is Artur Romano. Walker with the tackle. Langy. Gigot, little chip kick over the top. Across comes Walker. Walker loses the ball, and it's in the hands somehow of Samisoni Langy.
Ball line.
In the collision there, Jack Walker losing possession. Last minute of the game coming up. Crossfield kick from Gigot was interesting. It's found Willie Army.
Very interesting kick, that. No, I don't think I've seen one of them before.
Tierney, here is Anthony Maria looking to get his name on the score sheet. He's held up. That's good defence from Leeds at the last, into the final minute. And the Rhinos looking to deny the Catalan Dragons any more points. Little kick from Lucas Albert. Gigot went for it. It's Dwyer who comes up with it.
Albert straight away puts the shoulder into Brad Dwyer, who must have felt that one.
They've had to deal with a physical Catalan side, but they've withstood the challenge, especially when Catalan looked as though they were coming back at them. Start of the second half, it looked really interestingly balanced at 16-8. It was at the break. Catalan had got a bit of momentum, and you thought that they might come out and try and build on that. But Leeds have dominated this second half. They've kept Catalans scoreless. They've scored the points themselves. They might not have finished yet. It's with Newman. Newman, lovely kick up the middle of the field. Tierney will get to that surely. And Lewis Tierney gathers the ball. And Walker makes the tackle. That is the final play of the game. Adventurous to the last from Richard Agar's team. Sean Lunt congratulates him. Stevie Ward alongside him. Stevie Ward took part in the warm-up for the Rhinos. He might be back soon. The news could be getting better for them. It's pretty good tonight. Not so good for Steve McNamara and the Catalan Dragons. After that impressive victory over Warrington last time out, back down to earth with a bump here tonight at Emerald Headingley against a confident Leeds Rhinos side. It is an amazing thing, confidence, because a big win against Huddersfield, another big win tonight, and it just seems like a team transformed.
Well, that's the sort of form you need before you play Saints, and, you know, like Barry said before, really difficult to pick the man of the match. Harry Newman was strong, Ash Hanley with 2 tries, Richie Myler with 2 tries, but the man who got it for me was Reece Martin. 24 points. Not only did he score the points, he was really strong the way that he carried the ball, he helped his teammates around him, and how solid he was in defence as well. Real calm and influence, and the Leeds Rhinos, well, the South Stand now will be going home thinking, have we turned the corner finally?